Have you ever felt like you're not good enough? Like no matter what you do, there's always this voice in the back of your head telling you you're not capable? Well, you're not alone. Self-doubt is something we all struggle with. But here's the truth. It's not your reality, it's a habit. So, what exactly is self-doubt? It's that inner critic that keeps questioning your abilities, your worth, and your potential. It's the little voice that makes you second-guess your decisions, making you feel like you'll never measure up. But here's the key. Self-doubt is learned. It's not something you were born with. It's something you picked up from experiences, failures, or even from other people's negative opinions. Think back to a time when you first started to doubt yourself. Was it after a failure? Did someone say something that made you feel small? Those moments stick with us and shape how we see ourselves, but they don't have to define us. Let's talk about the root causes of self-doubt. A lot of it comes from external factors like criticism, comparison, and even fear of failure. Social media makes it worse. Every day we're bombarded with images of other people's perfect lives, and it makes us feel like we're falling behind. But what you don't see is that everyone is fighting their own battles with self-doubt. Another source is internal pressure, the unrealistic standards we set for ourselves. We feel like we need to be perfect to deserve success or happiness, and when we fall short, we doubt ourselves even more. This leads to a cycle of inaction, where the fear of failing becomes so paralyzing that we don't even try. Now let's talk about the impact of self-doubt. When left unchecked, it holds you back from achieving your full potential. It stops you from taking risks, from putting yourself out there, from going after what you truly want. And over time, this leads to missed opportunities and a feeling of being stuck. But here's something important. Self-doubt is not permanent. It's simply a belief that you've been carrying, and just like any belief, it can be changed. So how do we start breaking free from self-doubt? The first step is awareness. Start noticing the patterns. When does self-doubt creep in? What are the triggers? Is it when you compare yourself to others, or when you're about to take on something new? Once you're aware, you can start questioning those beliefs. Ask yourself, is this really true, or am I just afraid of failing? Remember, every time you challenge that inner critic, you're weakening its power over you. It's not about getting rid of self-doubt completely. It's about learning how to manage it and not let it control your actions. Self-doubt can be a tough enemy to fight, but the more you understand it, the more you can overcome it. Remember, you are capable of so much more than you think. Start with this one step, and you'll be on your way to building unshakable confidence. What if I told you that the only thing holding you back from becoming the best version of yourself is a belief that isn't even true? That voice in your head telling you, I can't do this, or I'm not enough. It's not reality. It's a story you've been telling yourself. So, what exactly are limiting beliefs? They're deeply ingrained thoughts or perceptions that stop us from pursuing opportunities, taking risks, or stepping into our full potential. These are the beliefs that say, I'm not smart enough, I'll never be successful, or I don't deserve happiness. But here's the thing. They're not facts, they're opinions we've internalized, often based on past experiences or what others have told us. These beliefs create a self-imposed box, and we live inside it, thinking we can't go beyond. But the truth is, we built that box ourselves, and we have the power to break it down. Most limiting beliefs are formed in childhood or early experiences. Maybe someone told you that you weren't good enough, or you failed at something important, and from that moment on, you started doubting your abilities. Over time, these beliefs become part of your identity, influencing every decision you make. Then there's the pressure of societal expectations, social media, family, peers, all of which can reinforce the idea that you're not measuring up. But remember, these beliefs didn't come from you. They were put on you. And if they can be put on, they can also be taken off. Now let's talk about how these beliefs affect you. Limiting beliefs create fear. Fear of failure, fear of judgment, fear of stepping outside your comfort zone. This fear keeps you stuck in a cycle of self-doubt and inaction. You start to avoid challenges, even when you know deep down you're capable of so much more. But here's the reality. Limiting beliefs are like fog. They obscure your vision, but once you start to clear them, you'll see the endless possibilities beyond. So, how do we break free? The first step is to identify the belief. Ask yourself, what's the story I'm telling myself that's holding me back? Once you've identified it, challenge it. Is it really true, or is it just something you've accepted without questioning? Next, replace it. Every time you catch yourself thinking, I can't do this, consciously choose a new belief. I'm capable, or I'm learning and growing every day. It's not about faking positivity. It's about training your mind to focus on possibility, not limitations. Breaking free from limiting beliefs is a process, but every time you challenge them, you weaken their grip on your life. Remember, you are capable of far more than you think. What if confidence isn't something you're born with, but something you build step by step? Imagine waking up every day knowing that you can handle whatever life throws at you. Sounds powerful, right? Confidence doesn't just come from success or achieving big goals. It comes from building self-trust. What is self-trust? It's the belief that no matter what happens, you'll figure it out. It's about keeping the promises you make to yourself, even the small ones. Think about it. Every time you say you'll do something and follow through, you're sending yourself the message, I can rely on myself. And that's the foundation of real confidence. Start small. Whether it's waking up at the time you said you would, or completing a task you promised yourself you'd finish. These little moments compound over time to create unshakable self-trust. Confidence grows through action. But here's the thing. It's not about waiting for the big, life-changing moments to feel confident. It's about celebrating the small wins along the way. Every time you push yourself out of your comfort zone, even just a little, you're proving to yourself that you can handle discomfort and keep moving forward. Set yourself up for success by focusing on manageable goals. These small wins are what boost your confidence because they remind you that you're making progress, even if it's just one step at a time. Over time, small wins add up to huge transformation. One of the biggest killers of confidence is fear of failure. But here's a shift that can change everything. Instead of seeing failure as something negative, start seeing it as part of the learning process. The most confident people aren't the ones who never fail. They're the ones who see failure as feedback, a stepping stone to improvement. Think about the last time you failed at something. What did you learn from it? How did it make you stronger or smarter? When you can reframe failures as opportunities to grow, you stop fearing them. And that's when real confidence starts to take root. Finally, let's talk about consistency. Confidence isn't something you build in one day. It's the result of consistent actions over time. It's about showing up for yourself, day after day, even when things get tough. The more consistent you are, the more you prove to yourself that you're reliable, and that builds a deep, unshakable belief in your own abilities. Remember, confidence is a muscle. The more you use it, the stronger it becomes. So, start today, whether it's taking a small action, celebrating a win, or reframing a setback, and keep showing up for yourself. Over time, you'll see that confidence isn't something you get, it's something you create. Building unshakable confidence takes time and effort, but the rewards are worth it. And remember, confidence isn't about being perfect. It's about showing up, learning, and growing every day. What if I told you that your biggest failures could actually be your greatest teachers? We've all been there, stuck in a setback, feeling like we've hit a wall. But here's the truth. Setbacks aren't the end of your story. They're the plot twists that can push you toward success. Let's be real. Setbacks happen to everyone. Whether it's missing out on a job opportunity, struggling with a personal goal, or even a relationship falling apart, setbacks are part of life. But instead of seeing them as roadblocks, what if we looked at them as detours? Detours that are showing us a different, often better path. The problem isn't the setback itself, it's how we interpret it. Many of us see a failure and think, this is it, I'm not cut out for this. But here's the thing. Setbacks are often signs that we need to adjust our approach, not give up entirely. Think about the last time you faced a major setback. It probably felt awful, right? But now, looking back, what did you learn from that experience? Every setback has something to teach us, whether it's patience, resilience, or the need to improve a specific skill. Take athletes, for example. They don't succeed without failing hundreds of times in practice. Every missed shot or failed attempt is a lesson. Setbacks show us where we need to grow. Without them, we wouldn't push ourselves to improve. They're essential to progress. Here's a mindset shift that can transform the way you see setbacks. Start viewing failure as feedback, not a final verdict. Instead of thinking, "I'm not good enough," ask yourself, "What can I learn from this?" Failure is just information. Information about what didn't work, what needs to be improved, and how you can do better next time. Think of it this way. Each setback brings you one step closer to success. The more you fail, the more you learn. The more you learn, the more you grow. And that growth is what builds real, lasting confidence. Now let's talk about bouncing back. Resilience is the key to turning setbacks into opportunities. It's not about avoiding failure. It's about how quickly you can recover from it. The most successful people in the world didn't get there by avoiding failure. They got there by bouncing back stronger after every fall. So, the next time you face a setback, don't get stuck in it. Acknowledge it, learn from it, and then move forward with a better plan. Remember, it's not about how many times you fall, it's about how many times you get back up. Setbacks are inevitable, but they don't have to define your journey. Instead, use them to refine your approach and fuel your growth. Remember, setbacks are just setups for a bigger comeback. Keep pushing forward, and you'll see just how powerful you can become. What if everything you've been through, the doubts, the setbacks, the struggles, was leading you to something bigger? What if you were the chosen one in your own story, destined for greatness? First things first, what is your purpose? For a lot of people, this can seem like a daunting question. But here's the truth. Your purpose isn't something external that you need to find. It's something already inside you, something that's been shaped by your passions, your struggles, and your values. Start by asking yourself, what lights you up? What are the things that make you feel alive, that make you forget about time? Often, your purpose is linked to the things that bring you joy and a sense of fulfillment. It's about doing what makes you feel connected to who you truly are. Once you've started to identify your purpose, it's time to own it. This means taking full responsibility for your path, your actions, and your decisions. No more waiting for permission or hoping someone else will validate your dreams. You are in control of your destiny. And here's something powerful. No one else can walk your path for you. When you embrace this truth, you realize that every decision you make is part of your journey toward becoming the best version of yourself. Don't be afraid to take bold steps, even if they scare you. What makes you different from everyone else? Your unique talents, experiences, and perspective are what set you apart and make you the chosen one in your own life. When you align with your purpose, you start to see your uniqueness as your greatest strength. Think about the challenges you've overcome, the skills you've developed, and the things you've learned along the way. These are the very things that qualify you to step into your purpose with confidence. When you embrace your gifts, you become unstoppable. Here's the most important part: action. Purpose without action is just a dream. To truly align with your purpose, you have to take consistent, intentional steps toward it every day. Whether that's starting a new project, honing your skills, or simply sharing your message with the world, action is what turns purpose into reality. Remember, you don't have to have everything figured out to start. You just need to take the first step and then the next. As you keep moving forward, doors will open, opportunities will arise, and you'll begin to see your path unfold in ways you never imagined. Becoming the chosen one in your life is about more than just finding your purpose. It's about fully embracing it and taking bold action every day. In the comments, share one step you're going to take today to align with your purpose. And remember, the world needs what only you can bring. You're not just part of the story. You're the one who gets to write it.